Oh, well, we're live
Hey
anyway.
guys.
What's up, y'all?
We can do that now.
Yeah, you know what? Your camera down looks better. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. That's better. All right, what's up, y'all?
Hey,
Hope y'all doing well on this Maximize Monday. Um,
Maximize Monday.
yes, we appreciate you for coming on every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we continue to talk about how to maximize the best of your life.
Passing it.
Yes.
You're fidgeting.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna start tapping like you were last week. As we start maximizing, helping you maximize your life and maximize the most of your day, your moments, your life. There's a scripture in Psalms that says, "Teach us to number our days, so we can incline our hearts unto wisdom." And I think that's important because we don't know how long we're going to be here. So our job is to get wisdom applied every single day to make every single day, every single moment count. So we're glad you guys can tune in. Of course, I'm Pastor Nick, and
Hi, Amaya.
yes, please do us a favor and share as much as possible. We'd love for you to tune in with us on this Maximize Monday. We thank God for you. And again, share. And we're going to kind of get right to it. Just want to give folks time to come on. Don't forget, as people are coming on, our recap tonight at 5:30. Tuesday is marriage, couples, right?
I think for couples, yep.
Yeah, couples ministry on this coming Tuesday. Wednesday, of course, our midweek service. Thursday is
We have
our panel.
Yes, a panel
at 7:00. Yeah.
Yep, and we have a new video from our board at the Plaza, Board at Bethany series coming out.
We
too.
do? Oh, the one y'all just did?
No, we have. I think not that one. We have a couple stocked up.
Okay. All right, cool. The offering one was pretty interesting. I didn't know you was gonna mess it up like that.
I didn't know either until I did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, and then of course Friday. I don't think we have anything Friday.
No.
Friday night.
Nope.
Nothing Friday. And then
at least not yet. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally, you never know. And then Saturday on point, driving service, all that good stuff. We're also doing a leadership seminar on the 26th of this month, all online virtual, from about 10:15 to about 11:30. Bishop and I will be teaching that day. And of course, we'll have driving service at noon, but we want everybody to log on for our leadership seminar on the 26th. All right. You good?
A lot of exciting things coming up.
A lot.
Yeah.
And,
the person never sleeps.
Yeah, literally. Literally. So, all right. So last week we talked about maximizing your creativity. I figured we could pick up on that subject again. And we talked about Genesis chapter 1, how God is creative. Mm-hmm. He creates us in his image and likeness. So we are creative also. All right. Yeah. We have the ability to imagine, the ability to vision, the ability to think forward, so that we can see beyond what's current. So the first thing we got to recognize, we're all creative beings. Mm-hmm. And when God created, he made an assessment first. He saw what was going on, and he was real about what was going on. A lot of saints live in denial. Yeah. They act like it's not there. But God was realistic. This is what it is. It was dark. It's form and void. Darkness upon the face of the deep. No form and void, darkness upon the face of the deep. This is what it is. All right. So you have to have a realistic assessment of what you're working with. And then learn to see beyond what you see. Mm-hmm. All right. See the organization in the chaos. See the light in the darkness. See the good stuff in the bad stuff. All right. So it's important for us to make sure that when we're being creative, we're assessing, we have vision. And then God started organizing, start speaking to stuff, calling things. And The Spirit, perhaps something, the help of the Spirit in the process too. The Spirit moves on the face of the waters, right? And then God, in a process, starts doing things. He could have created the world all in one day, but he does it in a process to show us that a lot of things in life requires process. So we got to be patient and build. What he did on day one, help for day two, day 3, etc. He creates in advance of a problem.
Yeah.
So he created the light, vegetation, food, all those things before he created animals and people. He knew they were going to get hungry, so he supplied something ahead of time. So when you're being creative, when you're planning, you have to plan with the end result in mind and be patient enough to let it build. Maya, I think that the problem that most of us have is we're impatient with the process.
Nobody likes to wait.
Yeah.
I'm the main one guilty of it.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't like, right. We don't like to wait, and we don't like the, it takes time to build thing. I want to do it right now. Get it all done right now. That's not always how it works.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, God has to teach you something. If we use the creation daytime story, each day God's trying to create something, teach you something new.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like you're stuck. Maybe you need to learn something in this stuck phase before you get to the next day.
Yeah. No, I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be the first person to get something done, that we negate the rest of the process.
Yeah, we do. What do you think that comes from? I know it was kind of a loaded question.
Well, I think you can go back to Cain and Abel with competition.
Yeah. Yep.
So I feel like it might, it's natural to have that competition. I think some of it is healthy, but not to the extent where you're not able to produce like your full potential of things.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we, especially today in day and age of social media where everybody's putting stuff out there.
Yeah.
Some people fall prey to the temptation of doing stuff to present to the world that they're doing it. Rather than working in secret. And then when it's time, boom, here's what it is. We're building towards it.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're and you jump ahead of schedule, and then you end up getting called out there. And watch this. You're publicly embarrassed because you publicly tried to hurry and put it out there too fast.
Yep. It was like Elon Musk and I forgot what type of car it was. Some like super futuristic car that they rushed the production of it, and when they were showing it off to the masses, it had a major malfunction.
Okay.
He was like,
talk
about being embarrassed.
Yeah, that was this year, right?
I think so. If not this year, late last year.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. And I think God knows who we are, and he knows what we need in each season. And we all have to learn to practice patience enough to build something towards something greater, Yeah. And if we're not willing to build towards the greater and have the patience to do so, we'll end up jumping out, moving too fast, getting all up in God's business, messing it up, and then saying the devil got in it or God must not have wanted it to happen when we jumped into it too fast. I think we all need to slow down some and understand that creativity takes patience, and we got to do it in a process. The other thing too is this: the Bible says God created something out of nothing. So that was his ability to create. The Bible says he made man, right? So to make is to make something out of pre-existing material.
Okay.
So God takes the mud, he takes the clay from the ground, he takes the dew that comes on there, and he uses all that to form and shape a person. We oftentimes are too busy paying attention to what we don't have when it comes to being creative, rather than looking at what do I have? What do I have to work with presently? And but usually we overlook what we presently have instead of working what we presently have. We sit there and say, if I don't have this, I can't do nothing.
Right.
rather than figure out what can I do until I get what I want. Because asa is to use pre-existing material to do your thing.
Yeah.
He's like, you got something on your head.
No, I mean, I know I've heard plenty of times people saying, oh, I wish I could do this. I wish I was a creative. I wish I was an artist, or I can't draw, you know. That's fine. You need to look at what you can do,
right,
and go from there.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people don't know what they can do.
Yeah, because they're too busy looking at other people, what they have, or in their minds what they do, what they want to have, which is actually what we're really talking about. Is people finding every excuse to self-sabotage. They're finding every reason to give up on a thought process or give up on something and say, well, I don't have a whole lot of money, so I ain't going to start it. Well, you can start. You can write a business plan.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have a whole lot of money, but I can't do this. You know, it's like somebody in your field. Well, I don't have enough money for this big camera, but you do have a phone, though. You start somewhere.
Yeah. Because
creatives use what's available. You know, and if you're really serious about it, you'll use what's available rather than nitpicking on what you don't have, who you don't have. And we use it as an excuse to self-sabotage. I think self-sabotage is one of the biggest things that messes with our creativity. It hinders it. It's like we get afraid and find a reason to pull ourselves back.
Yeah.
Get scared and I got to find a reason to not do it.
Because it makes it okay to not do anything.
Yep. I read something years ago that said ideas can be deceptive. And the person said that because usually we get stuck in the idea phase. And we think that's all. We think we actually accomplished something because we have the idea.
Wow.
But we never put the action behind the idea. But we're running around scared. We're running around happy with an intention. And we're deceived into thinking that we actually did something when we absolutely did nothing, when the idea is still stuck in your thought process.
Yeah.
How, you and I included, how long have we been saying, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this? And it's been years and we still haven't done anything. But we're satisfied in the I'm going to do. Y'all ain't saying nothing to me at all in here. We're satisfied in the I'm going to do phase. And because we think that is enough, but it's actually deceptive.
Yeah. And I think it's too, like, a lot of people could have the same idea, but it makes the difference is who executes it.
Right. And how you execute it too. So like in your field, there are a lot of people do social media now. But the question is everybody doing social media like you? And that's why I think people need to understand. You can get into, I was listening to a person that was talking about wealth before, and they said, when you see all the traffic, he said, the way you make money is you get in the traffic. This is where it's going. You see the trend, and your job is to jump in the traffic and find somewhere in it. You don't have to have all the lanes. Yeah. But if you could find a part of it, you're doing good. You may not be as big as somebody else or as small as somebody else. I'm talking about, size of your ideas, your business or whatever. But if you can just find a niche, you don't have to have everybody. But if you find a niche, you can have the right people. Yeah. There are probably billions of people on social media. Billions. Gazillions. Imagine having 100,000 of them consistent and faithful supporting you. That's a lot of support.
It is. And then you never know how having that support can help you in other areas and where you're trying to get to. Absolutely. But what we do is we look at what the support other people have and kind of say, well, I can't do it. But here's the thing. Did you do what they did to build up their support? Some of them, it took them years to get to where they are. We want to get there tomorrow, say, well, it's not fair. Well, it took them almost 15 years to get there. Yeah. It's not working for me. You've been working on it for a week. It's not quite the same thing. Not the same thing. But even at the same token, like the things that worked for them might not work for you. Yeah, absolutely. Or like the same resources might not still exist for you. So you got to be able to do things in the way that's best for you. Absolutely. Finding your lane and working that, and doing it the way that God gifted you to do it.
and not worry about how other people are doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a crowd for everybody if you find your niche.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the biggest things, I was listening to Tyler Perry, a clip of Tyler Perry, and he was talking about, man, look, I make stuff for the people that ride with me. So whether you like his movies or his TV shows or not, or his plays, it don't matter. Because you know why? Him making stuff for his audience got him to be worth over $1 billion.
Crazy.
Because he learned the lesson. I'm going to make content for the folk that's going to rock with it.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. He doesn't need everybody in the world watching his stuff. Obviously, he's doing something good. He's got...
Yeah, it worked out very well for him.
I'm just saying, you know, but he found his niche. Mm-hmm. And he works his niche. And his whole thing is, I'm not worried about Rotten Tomatoes and the critics and stuff. I'm making stuff for who I want to make, who my crowd is.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one of the things when I'm doing a consultation with somebody, is asking them, who is your niche? Who's your target audience? Like, who is the person that you're trying to reach? And you'd be amazed how many people don't know that.
Yeah, they don't.
They just don't know.
They don't know. They have no clue. It's like, write the vision, make it plain, so people can run with it. So they say, well, you want to start a business. What kind of business? I don't know. Who you want to service? People. That's not
right.
You know, so in your experience, how do you help narrow people down to their group?
Mm-hmm. So I ask them questions. First, I ask, who are you? Because a lot of times I feel like people associate with people who are similar to who you are, or have the same values, or might like some of the same interests.
Yeah.
So I'll ask that first. But just really like who you're interacting with, and like just taking extra steps to get to know like an actual customer. What are some of the things that they're dealing with? You know, outside of just trying to make the sale.
Right. That's good. So yeah, so narrowing down what you want to do. And that's a part of being creative. Is being specific about what you want to do and creating in that lane. Bishop and I have a lot of similarities, but we're also different too. He's him, I'm me. God made one of him, God made one of me. And I may pick up a lot of how he does things, because it's supposed to be like that. You can't follow somebody and not sound like them. You're supposed to. You know, if I didn't, there'd be a problem. There's some things that are unique to me. There's some things unique to him, and it works out. You know, I think we both would be doing a disservice to the church if we were trying to be other people. So it's important for us to make sure that we care for. Speaking of, right?
Yeah, no.
Right. Speaking of, I think it's important that we care for one another. But it starts with learning to find that specific niche, your specific role, and watch what God starts to do in that.
Yeah.
Huh? We're taping something else. What's up? We're taping something else. What do you need? Yeah, we're taping something now. Okay. All right. Sorry. Yeah. We'll be done soon, right? Yeah. We got
no more than 20 minutes.
Okay. All right. So what's I saying?
Yeah. I don't even remember.
Sorry, y'all. So yeah, so finding your niche.
Yes.
And that's a part of being creative. You know, you rock with who rocks with you. It doesn't mean that you don't create stuff for the masses, but you rock who rocks with you.
Yeah. And I feel like it's more authentic that way. Like you're not worried about what people are saying about you, so you're changing who you are, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that's important. And God was specific. You know, he's very specific. In Genesis chapter 1, he's very detailed. I want this here, this way, this way, this way, this way. So part of being creative is knowing the big end result, but also the details to get there too. Now, some people are more big picture. Some people are more what we call nuts and bolts. Big picture is your visionaries. You know, they see what they want it to look like, and they kind of have an idea of the steps to get there. But they oftentimes need a nuts and bolts person that can go over the fine details of the process.
Yeah.
To say, this is how we have to do it. We got to do this, and do it this way. And
Right.
God will, it's some people have both, are strong in both. Not everybody's strong in both. That's a rare person.
Yeah.
And then some people that are nuts and bolts, they know how to get somewhere, but they struggle with the big picture.
Right.
You know, they're very analytical, very detailed, but they struggle with the big concepts of a thing. So God will start sending people to make up for where you lack at. You know, I'm more of a big picture person. So God sends me a lot of people that are very nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you noticed that we work here. I'm like, okay, so this is what I want to think we should do. All right, y'all, let's talk about what your thoughts on how we need to do it.
Yeah.
And then I'll kind of, then I'll kind of interject on different things. But I know what I'm strong at. But if I know somebody is a nuts and bolts type person that can see all the minor details that I may miss, then that's cool. And I need people like that, just like people who are nuts and bolts need somebody. Like, I'm sure we get on nuts and bolts people's nerves because we're always thinking huge picture. Like, this is what it is, let's roll. And detail people like, oh my God, that's a whole lot of work. We gotta do that. But I think what we've learned is how to do, this is what we want to do. These are the steps. Do we really need, we can do 1. Do we really do 2 and 3? Can we skip from 1 to 4? The nut.
Yeah.
This time, your face was okay. Your face was frozen. Like this time, actually, just in case they missed it. We can do 1, we can do 4. We may not have to do 2 and 3. Nuts and bolts people, no, we gotta do 2 and 3. And it's like, yes, normally we do, but this time we can kind of jump these steps.
I must be a nuts and bolts person.
Yeah, you are. Yes, you are. and but I think both people need nuts and bolts. People need visionaries to help them see beyond the details, and then the visionaries need people that can help them see the details and say, "Yo, okay, we can jump that, but we can't jump this."
Right.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you gonna say something? Good.
No, I think with that though comes a lot of maturity, especially as a business owner, to say, I'm going to let you help me with my baby.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people just want to hold on and then try to do it all at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure some people get by that way, but I feel like it's a lot more difficult than what it needs to be.
Yeah. Yeah. People do make it easier. They make it harder than what it should be. Where, and I know it gets on y'all nerves. I think it's pretty funny. Y'all be like, we got to do this. And be like, well, why don't we do it this way? Bang, 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 boom. And you're like, it's not that simple. Like, well, yeah, it is.
But what you got to think about is the fallback of when things don't work out all the way.
I know. But by now, hopefully y'all should trust us enough that if we say, let's skip a step, there's a reason why. But usually any other time we're like, okay, we're along with the details. Like, I know when to step back and say, look, y'all got it. I'll just help where you need help. You know, where you need help. But I think a part of creativity is learning to allow the right people in your life to make up for your weakness, to make up for where you lack at.
Definitely.
And usually we run those people away. Oh, Jesus.
Really?
Sometimes we do. Because you want to know why? If you're not secure in yourself, you run them away. Because that person can do something that you can't do. And if you're not secure enough in who you are, you'll sabotage that also. Oh boy.
Definitely.
Oh boy. You know, jealousy and jealousy makes no sense. You know this person can help you. But we let our own insecurities and our own poor self-image issues get in the way of somebody genuinely trying to help us, because their strengths remind us of our weakness. Rather than looking at their strength comes to complete, I hate to use the word complete, but complement you. Because watch this, you're strong in areas that they're weak in.
Right.
But part of being creative is learning how to allow people to come into your life to give you a different vantage point to stir your creativity.
Mm-hmm. It's very true.
You're thinking?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Is that okay, Pastor Nick?
No, you're fine. Usually when you get all quiet, you're like, that means you're in your brain. That's why she be leaving me hanging, y'all. That's why she be leaving me hanging.
I am not leaving you hanging.
I'll be sitting here talking. I'm like, Maya. She be like, keep talking. Oh, but on the recap, she's dropping nuggets. She turned into the Archbishop LeBou and stuff.
Oh, gosh. I'm just listening and taking in all that you're saying, Pastor Nick.
She's not helping my creativity. She's not fueling my creativity. but
yeah, no, I think,
I know, okay.
Go ahead. No, I think that's a hard thing for people to do sometimes, is to not to get in their own feelings and think, oh, they're doing something better than I am.
Yeah.
So they just shut it down instead of saying, oh, let's work together, or even teach me, show me what are some things that I can do or learn, so that I can, help out, Yeah.
Do you think it's a matter of recognition? Because this person may shine and get. I wonder sometimes if it's a credit thing, where this person is going to take some credit away from me because they did something that I didn't do. So it's a recognition thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it. It could be a part insecurity of somebody bringing something that you don't have. And also that fear of being outshined. Yeah,
definitely.
Back to what you said earlier, but the competition thing with Cain and Abel. Because now he's outshining me. And instead of learning, like you said, asking for help, he tries to kill his competition. Rather than God was trying to use Abel as a lesson for Cain to what to do.
Right.
But we drive away good people with our craziness sometimes. And I know preachers that do that. Leaders in business that do that. They drive good people away because they can only be around folk that need them, that can half do the job so they can continue to get the recognition. They don't want to work with anybody stronger than them.
Right.
In any area.
Yep. And then they're missing all the opportunities that there is to collaborate and, go further than what you could on your own.
That's true. So I want everybody to repeat after me. It's not about me.
It's not about me.
If you can always remember that, it is not about me. It's not all about me. And I think that's where we get tripped up, because we think it's all about us rather than, what's the best outcome. So like, Bishop lets us do stuff because we know it's helping him out. The church looks good. He looks good. And he not walking around, y'all stop doing all this stuff. But there's a level of security there. Yeah. He's not concerned about anything, because at the end of the day, folk come here to hear him. We just come along and just add stuff. Right. They come in here. He coming to hear us like that. So, they at the end of the day, they come to hear him. They want to hear their pastor. They want to hear him. But I think we forget how people come to help add to our purpose. Right. And we let our insecurities get in the way and we get crazy.
It's a shame.
It is.
Just thinking of like all the things that could have happened.
Right. How far along we could have been if we allowed those people to help us.
Even just thinking about the coronavirus, like we don't have to be the first country to open. It's okay. Let's take our time. We can work with other countries to figure out a plan, a vaccine that's going to actually work.
Can't do it. Too much. Can't share the credit. We got to do our own thing rather than realizing that we're all in this together. Yeah. So we're actually just going through the Genesis stories, y'all, because God gave Eve to Adam to help him with his creativity, to help him do what he was created to do. And he in turn helped her to be who she was created to be. And, being creative requires relationships. You need to have somebody you can bounce ideas off. When we do our content conversations about like different videos you want to do, I know my sister and smiles because it's a bunch of us together and we take it all the way to the worst it could be. And when she starts shaking her head like that, that's our cue. We went too far. And let's bring it back in some. But like we did on Tuesday, there was some stuff that Kevin, me, you, whoever, we all thought of some different stuff. But all of us talking about it together made it a more holistic thing because each of us had a different vantage point.
Mm-hmm.
And, if we were still trying to control it, we wouldn't listen to anybody else. And a good product wouldn't be able to go out because we're so busy worried about, is it my idea?
Right. You're shifting the focus
Right.
from the creation to just you.
Absolutely. And I love talking to creative people because it jazzes my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
It helps me see things, just being able to talk it out to people that are creatives. It kind of starts, my brain starts moving.
That's the official sign for creativity.
You're so silly. Sister LeBou, come get your child, please. And Brother LeBou, I start adding him into the equation too. Yeah. But I think being creative requires assessment, being real about where you are, having vision, learning, understanding process, being secure in who you are, and learning to allow other creatives in your space and not let it drive you crazy.
Definitely. And we kind of talked about this before. If it doesn't work the first time, don't give up. Keep going. Come up with new prototypes.
Yeah. It's possible that you just did it wrong the first time. Don't give up on the whole thing because maybe the first time, failure is meant to teach you what you should have did the first time. It doesn't always mean stop doing it. Sometimes we all need to give up on stuff. So if I wanted to start a solo singing career and I failed, I can't sit there and say, I'm working on it because guys, no, I can't sing. So it's not working. I need to give that up.
I heard you.
I'm talking about like a solo choir. I need to give up. Okay. That's not my calling. But if it's something I'm called to do, if it's not right the first couple of times, I have to learn to make those adjustments and figure out what I did wrong so I can do it right the next time around. Failure is not final.
Right.
Failure is meant to teach you what you can do better. And some things, not that good at that. Maybe I need to kind of give that up.
That's when you give it to your business partner or someone else.
There you go. Got to give you somebody to help you with it. Because you and your own power your own intelligence cannot do it on your own. You'll fail every time. It's what we talked about a couple weeks ago about working on your strengths versus working on your strengths more than you work on your weaknesses. And we work on our weaknesses so much, it takes you 5 years to take it from 35% to 40%. When you could have took your strengths from 80% to 90% in a matter of 6 months.
Yeah.
Some things we're never, ever going to be that good at. And guess what? It's okay.
Sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow because people want to be able to do everything. They don't want to appear there's something lacking.
But do you feel like that's a very tense life, though?
Yeah, definitely. Because you always have to be on your Q's and T's.
Yeah, P's and Q's.
Oh, you knew what I meant.
You gonna shade me? I'm gonna shade you back. Your T's and Q's. That was a new one. You must have got that from the Left Behind series.
I was gonna say your toes, but I decided to take it in a different direction.
That's what happens. You try to be overly creative. See, know your limits.
Anyway,
but to me, it's so much relaxing. No, I can't do certain things, and guess what? It's fine. I don't have to know how to do it. I call somebody else that can do it. Here, I'd rather pay you to do it.
Yeah,
it's less stressful for me. So I think it takes a lot of strength to recognize what you're not good at and be okay with it. Some people aren't going to be great at math, or it's going to be horrible with it. But you know how to count them dollars, though.
Yes, I do.
Right. So a part of being creative is knowing your being okay with what you're good at and what you're not good at, and what other creative people you need to help you with it.
I was doing something earlier with someone, and we were doing a SWOT analysis, seeing what all your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and then seeing what you can do to bring more of those weaknesses to strengths. And sometimes that includes having to bring in other people to do what you can't.
Yep, absolutely. And you got to be secure enough to bring them in, and it's okay to bring them in to help you do what you got to do. It takes nothing away from you. To me, it takes strength to ask for help.
Yeah,
takes strength. Strong people not ask for help. Weak people don't. Ask for the, because what we do is we complain. Ain't nobody helping me. Ain't nobody ever help. I ain't got no help. Well, you never ask for help, number one.
Yeah.
Or number two, every time you get help, you push it away. I got this. I'm good. I'm fine. Nobody helping me. Right? Then why complain about it? But it's almost like that one person that likes to cook and tells everybody to get out the kitchen while they're cooking because they don't want anybody messing nothing up, and then being there complaining the whole time how they ain't got no help. Well, you keep kicking everybody out the kitchen.
Like, hello.
And you complain about you ain't got no help. You kick all your help out. But you know what? That's hard for those of us who like to do things ourselves. Because it's like it's easier for me to get it done instead of waiting for somebody else. Yeah.
That's my issue too.
Yeah, I know.
And like if there's something I don't know, like I will learn it.
Yeah. And no, that's a good trait to have though. You're supposed to be like that. That's actually a good trait. The problem is when you don't know how to turn it off. Yeah. You know, if your air conditioner breaks in the house, you can learn how to fix it, but I don't think it's a good idea for you to do it. I really don't think it's a great idea, unless you're that kind of Mr. Fix It and you got license and stuff, something blow up your house, I think it's a good idea. Which brings us to the next point, being creative, knowing your boundaries, knowing your limitations, knowing when to let stuff go, and knowing what my limits are. And there's a freedom in knowing your limits. There's a freedom in knowing your boundaries. I'm this good at this, and I can probably get a little better, but not the best. Or I need to call somebody in because they'll be better at than I am. Knowing your boundaries, knowing your limitations.
How much time you would save,
and how it can free you to do some other stuff.
Oh man!
But our stubborn selves got to be in control all the time. Wanting to be in control constantly is a byproduct of a trust issue. I want to control it so I won't be disappointed or let down or somebody else do that to me. But trusting people takes time and doesn't mean you go trust everybody. But understanding that just because one person broke your trust doesn't mean everybody else is going to do the same thing. So learning when to have your boundary set up, it's a pretty good idea in order to be creative. Yeah. Anything else you want to share on that before we move on?
Nope. We're good.
Another thing before we close, because we got to go in a minute, is this. Knowing the times of day when you're the most creative. Knowing when you're on your thing. I'm more creative in the evening than I am in the morning. Doesn't mean I'm not creative in the morning. It's just it pops different. Right. In the evening. The optimal time. Yeah. Yeah. And learning when to work stuff during that time. Like I do most of my Bible study at nighttime. I've talked about it on here before. I do most of it at nighttime because my mind is more open. My creativity is more clear rather than the first thing in the morning. Most of my better prayers are at nighttime compared to in the morning. I'm still trying to get out of bed. Yeah. Thank you, Lord, waking me up. Amen. Like, come on, get yourself together. Come on. I'm not much of a morning person.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Yeah. So knowing your creative times is a big thing. Go ahead.
It sounds like people really just need to take the time to know themselves better.
Yes. Absolutely. The more you know yourself, the better you can be. You're tapping the thing. I'm messing with you. I'm just playing because she was trying to shade me earlier. But knowing your limitations, a lot of it, like you said, is knowing a lot about yourself. Today was very introspective. We look for, yes, environments are great for creativity, but it has to start within. The first environment of creativity starts in here. You know, and a lot of that is our own individual self-security and our ability. We talked about it last week. Our ability to dream again.
Yeah.
To think big. They always say you shoot for the stars and hit the moon. You shoot for perfect and hit excellence.
Yeah.
Because nothing's ever perfect.
Right.
So you shoot for perfection so you can hit excellence. That's what you do. So you at least hit excellence.
Yeah.
That should be our goal every day. Because nobody's perfect. Nothing's perfect. Whatever you do is never going to be perfect. Something's going to be 1/4 inch off, and you can't let it drive you crazy.
Just because it's not perfect doesn't mean it's wrong. But when things I'm the wrong person to talk to about things being 1/4 inch off.
I know. No, I'm the same way too. Symmetry is important to me.
Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking when something's not symmetrically right. But then at the end of the day, sometimes it's like, is it that big of a deal sometimes? Are you going to really say you had an event and you realized before the event started that something was off just by like a little inch and you didn't have time to fix it. Controlling people spend the whole time not even enjoying the event because they're so focused on that 1 inch and nobody cares about it.
Yep.
And it's like, creatives have to learn to enjoy what they create. There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Sorry, go ahead. Say what you're going to say.
I was going to say, most of the things that we like spend time focusing on, people have no clue. They don't know any better. None at all.
None at all. And I think that's why after God created certain things, he said, guess what? It's good. He created it and celebrated itself. It's good.
Yeah.
And watch this, all the while knowing that it was all going to mess up soon. Not by his fault. But he said, I'm going to create this thing. They're going to mess this thing up. But guess what? It's good.
Is that why I said it's good instead of that's great?
No. Well, I think you got to look at in the context of our good versus in English versus, there. The good, if I remember correctly, if it serves me correctly, don't quote me on this totally. That good speaks of excellence. That speaks of splendor. Speaks of something that's easy, that's pleasing to look at. So the semantics of the word, our term good versus great versus God calling something good, it's different. But creation wasn't perfect. It was good. It was great. It had the ability to have flaws. So I think we all have to understand that, learn to creators have a hard time appreciating what they create. Yeah. It's like you're on to the next thing. And you don't give yourself a moment to actually relax and say, you know what, not getting arrogant or haughty. Let me celebrate this real quick and then start the next job.
Right.
We're like,
if I sometimes enjoy it.
Yeah. We're like, if I enjoy this, I'm not going to, do the next thing. No, you can do both. You can enjoy it and say, this is good. And then let's keep working hard. But anyway, y'all, we got to go. We hope you enjoy Maximize Monday. We love you as always for joining us every Monday. We'll probably pick up on this creativity conversation again next week too, Lord willing. Seems to be something we're really hitting on. We got to tape something else in like 10 minutes. So anything you want to share before we go?
No, I'm just excited to see what we're all going to create in these next couple of weeks.
Cool beans. Get a creativity. Write down your thoughts.